In the Bible, a book of stories, commandments, and prophecies, the role of women is reflected in diverse and multi-layered images. It is not always presented in an idealized light, but often mirrors the reality of that time, reflecting the social norms and expectations of the ancient world. In the Old Testament, a woman was primarily defined by her role in the family and society. She was a daughter, wife, and mother. Her responsibilities included running the household, giving birth and raising children, as well as being subordinate to men. In the creation story, God created Eve from Adam's rib to be a helper and companion for him. However, the temptation by the serpent and the fall led to women bearing the burden of sin and being subordinate to men. This narrative had a significant impact on the Eastern world, shaping the relationships between men and women. Yet, there are also numerous examples of strong and independent women in biblical stories who played key roles in the history of the chosen people. For instance, Rebekah, the wife of Isaac, is known for her wisdom and courage, while Rachel and Leah, the wives of Jacob, were marked by strong character and determination. Deborah, a judge of Israel, is known for her courage and military talent. She led the Israelites into battle against the Canaanites and achieved a great victory. Esther, the wife of Persian King Xerxes, is celebrated for her wisdom and resolve. She saved her people from destruction, risking her own life. However, the most vivid example of female strength and influence in the Old Testament is the story of Ruth. This young woman, left without a husband and family, resolutely decides to follow her mother-in-law Naomi and seek refuge in Israel. Her loyalty and devotion serve as an example for all generations. In the New Testament, women began to take a more active role in the life of Christ and the early Christian church. Mary Magdalene, one of Christ's most devoted disciples, was the first to see him after the resurrection. She was not only a disciple but also a close friend of Jesus. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is described as a woman of deep faith and devotion to God. She humbly accepts her role as the mother of the Savior, and her faith serves as a model for all Christians. Women also played an important role in the spread of Christianity in the early centuries. They gathered in house churches, supported the apostles, and shared their faith with others. However, it is worth noting that the biblical narrative about women does not always reflect modern notions of equality and women's rights. In some passages, women are portrayed as subordinate to men, and their roles are limited to family and household duties. Despite this, the biblical stories contain many examples of female strength, wisdom, and loyalty. The biblical narrative reflects both the limitations and the opportunities for women at that time, and it can serve as a source of inspiration and teaching for women and men all over the world.